What's up? What's up? What's going on, PC fam? How y'all doing out there today? It's a lovely Wednesday, either morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it may be where you are. You know we worldwide. Chilltown, what's going on?
Ain't nothing, brother. Working hard. Definitely not hardly working.
No
We got the
doubt.
All-Star break coming up, so we chasing it. We after it. 100% we are.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess we get the All-Star and stuff, but I'm not looking forward to the All-Star break. I'm here for the hoops.
I'm here
So
for the hoops too, Big Ox. You ain't lying about that, brother. I'm
yeah,
here for the hoops too.
definitely. We had some big news today though. Um
We did.
I consider it breaking news. I had no idea that this was going on, but apparently the Golden State Warriors were trying to recruit Bron. They were trying to trade for Bron. They were trying to get him over there. What's up with that? Like, is that cool or that's just business?
It's business, and it's cool too, because it's business. Not everything that's business is cool, but
Right.
you do it. You do whatever you do. You do whatever you can to improve your team. They did it in 2016. Kevin Durant was a free agent. They was in the NBA Finals. That's our job, to do everything that we can to improve our team. So they went after Kevin Durant. Absolutely, you do that. They were in a free fall at one point, and it looked like it was turmoil in Los Angeles. James was sending those cryptic messages, and it looked like it was trouble in paradise. So Big Ox, just like anything, you see a chick that's, she got some problems with her boyfriend, and they look like they beefing. You go over there and you check her temperature, see what the story is. If she interested in having a drink, that's all Golden State did, and it got shut down immediately. It got shut down immediately. They was like, "Nah, we ain't interested in that." And contrary to popular belief, and I said this to you earlier, as much as these athletes, James, Patrick Mahomes, all the great athletes, they say they don't care what people think about them. Yes, they do. And there's no way James would have been able to live that down if he would have done that. If he would have okayed that, there's no way that he would have been able to live that down. No way.
So with that being said, is there certain things that Bron can't do? This free agency's come. He has the player option, correct? Like he has the option to stay or to join unrestricted free agency, right? Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay,
Correct.
so with that being said, is there certain moves out there that LeBron can't make? Is there certain things that's like, Bron, you can't do that'll tarnish your legacy, or Bron, or is there any place? Can I get a list of places Bron cannot go?
Golden State,
That's
Phoenix.
it. Okay.
Golden State and Phoenix. He cannot get on a crew with Steph Curry.
I'm sure Boston's off the list too, right?
Boston is definitely. I don't even think he would go there, but
right. Boston, Milwaukee.
Yes. But definitely, I don't think he's leaving Los Angeles. I think he wants to be in Los Angeles, but I also think he understands. I think he understands what his legacy is, man, and he already seen what it looked like when he went to Miami, and all that came with that. I don't think that he wants to deal with that again, especially if getting on a crew with Steph Curry, what that means. Nah, that would immediately get shut down. No way. And all the talks about him, even if he went there, and they won, it still wouldn't be the same. There's no way it would be the same. So I don't think that that's a question. I think they called to check the Lakers temperature. Yo, what's going on with James? Is he available? That's what good business is. What's going on with dude? Is he available? If he's not, we'll step off, no problem. And they found out that he was not available. Nah.
Yeah, she's not trying to have the drink.
Nah, she good. She's straight. Okay. But thanks for asking though. And I had to ask.
Right, of course.
I had to ask, because if you don't ask, Big Ox, you might find out that years later, turns out she was interested in you, and she wanted, and she would have accepted your offer. You'd be like, damn, I should have said something. And I don't want to live with that.
That's the worst. You know how, Chilltown, quick story. You know how I learned my lesson doing that?
I'm listening.
I was a freshman in high school when I learned my lesson, because it was a young lady. She, gorgeous. I tell her friend, by way, like, hey man, go see what's up with, her friend came back the next day and told me that she didn't like me. I find out after I graduated high school that the friend liked me and hated, and she actually did like me.
Oh,
So but I was too scared to talk. I was, saying I was being shy,
right.
but
Oh,
so,
that's even worse. Come to find
yeah,
out, homegirl was interested, but the source, she was the one who
crazy,
shut it down.
crazy. Right.
Oh,
That's what they'll do. Hey, chat, I need y'all to let me know where are all the places Bron can't go. I want y'all to. I need a list of places that Bron can't go. That would be crazy. Chilton, what would you think though? Because you telling me what the media, what the masses would feel, right? If that trade would have went through, would you have had a problem with it, or would you have been like, "Hey, fair game,
yeah.
let's get to it"?
I cannot not have a problem with it and then have a problem with what KD did. I can't
Right.
say, yo, okay, he's older now, so it doesn't make a difference. No, James is not Mitch Richmond at this point in his career. James isn't even though James at the end of his career, like he probably got another, I guess, a year or two left. He's not Jabbar at the end of his career. He's not Vince Carter, where he's basically just on somebody's bench. Nah, he's not that. He's still one of the better players in the game. So to get with a top 5 player in the game, arguably a top 5 player in the game, who you've been competing against for championships, the majority of your championship career, nah, that would be that would be the same thing as I would have to treat it the same way I treated Kevin Durant. Like, yo, you a sucker for that. Nah, there's no way I could just, even though I'm a James guy, there's no way I could be okay with that. No way.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we got Andra from Andra with the super chat. What's going on, Andra? You were supporting today at the panel. Appreciate you. Fox is not washed, and Sabonis is not a bum. I
That's
actually like how they play. Sabonis is dirty though, throwing elbows all game. Just think
There's a
about that.
difference. Well, there's a difference between being dirty and being aggressive. Sabonis is not dirty. Sabonis is aggressive. He's a rebounder. He's a glass cleaner. And you, Ox, being a big man, it gets ugly in there sometimes. When you down there when you down there in the trenches with them bigs, it gets ugly. Yup, some things get thrown around, people get pushed around. It's not dirty, it's just aggressive, and it gets ugly. I don't think Sabonis is dirty. He's never looking to hurt anybody. I don't think he's doing that. But as a rebounder, which Sabonis is an elite rebounder, anybody who knows this about rebounding is, you got to clear some space. And how do you clear some space? You don't clear space, Big Ox, by saying, all right, yo, watch out. No.
Right.
You taught, put the ball under your chin, get the bows up, and clear some space.
Right.
That's the way that works. That's not dirty. Right. That's rebounding.
And you know what I've come to realize too, Chilton, is that people don't really understand physicality in basketball.
No, they don't.
I've heard people like talk about the 90s and the 80s and say, oh, this isn't physical. Nobody's getting elbowed in the face. Nobody's getting punched. Nobody's just blatantly getting pushed out, And I realize that they don't understand what physicality in basketball looks like, specifically in the paint, where I'm not always gonna just boom elbow you, but we're banging for 48 minutes. I'm hitting, hip checking. We're hip, we're getting each other with the hip. Shoulders, elbows. It's just, chest to chest or whatever. Chest to shoulders. I'm shouldering you, elbowing you with the hip, knees get it come into play. I'm clearing out space. I put my leg against yours. I get in there that way. It's constant physicality on that block and in the paint. It's really a jungle in there. And just because it doesn't look like football, they say, oh, well, it's not physical. Basketball is a 100% a contact sport.
100% it is, Big Ox. Yes, it is. 100% it's a contact sport. And to add to your point, me being one of the more physical players as a guard, there were times where I seen bigs and I'm like, yo, you got to rethink when you going in there. I'm not that I was ever afraid to go in there. It's just sometimes you got to make business decisions. When you see them big guys in there, jostling and bodying each other up in bowls, I have to make sure that I know when to go in there, when not to go in there, when to get involved. Like if I see Big Ox pushing, getting jostled up and pushing around with his big guy, okay, I'll go stick my nose in there and help Big Ox. But if it's Big Ox and his man and they're duking it out, and then it's my other big and his man and they duking it out, I might have to step back for a minute and let that happen. It's not always the time to just go in there and stick your nose in there. Nah, because again, like you said, it's a jungle. It's dangerous in there, y'all.
Yeah, facts.
It's dangerous in there.
Speaking of danger, and being down there in the jungle on the box, they retired your man's jersey in Orlando.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I mean, when we talk about physicality, that is a picture, a painting of what physicality is.
Yes.
Shaquille O'Neal. How do you feel about that? Like, do you have any experiences like being in Orlando when he first got drafted? Did you ever go hang out down there or spend any time with them? Or
it was wild because to see what that franchise was and then to see what it turned into when he got there, right? It was literally a mom and pop spot. And then all of a sudden it turned into Safeway immediately. It turned into it wasn't the corner store no more. It was a grocery store, legit chain of grocery stores now. And it wasn't knockoff food. It was now first class, and that was because of what he had brought to the place. And I mean, he loved it down there. 100% he did. And like I said, when you talk about physicality, I mean, that's who Shaq was. Shaq was all about that. He learned that from not just growing up, but like Patrick Ewing was his man. He loved Patrick Ewing. Everything was Patrick. That's why he won number 33 in high school, because Ewing was his man. He loved him some Patrick Ewing. And anybody that knows Ewing knows how physical Ewing was. And Shaq knew that in order for me to be able to compete at that level, I can't be soft. I cannot be soft. I have to be able to compete at that level. So I got to be strong. I got to be physical, not like we just mentioned, not dirty, but physical. And the fact that Orlando finally retired his jersey, I think it's long overdue. It's been almost 30 years since he played there, and what he had done for that organization, and what he did for that franchise all of those years, making those guys relevant. Because if we're being honest, before he got there, we didn't care about the Orlando Magic. They were a franchise. They were a franchise. Not franchise. They were an expansion franchise. Right. So we didn't care about them. And when he got there, it turned around immediately. He brought star power to Orlando. Not only did he bring star power, he brought physicality. He brought winning down there. That now they have their franchise big during a time when the league was littered with big men and it was built around the big. They found their big man of the future. In the process of them finding a big man of the future, they started having championship aspirations. And for them to get to the NBA Finals 3 years later, drafting well, don't get me wrong, they definitely drafted well, but to get to the NBA Finals 3 years later, and now for them to be this organization that's competing for championships, it became serious. It definitely became serious. And again, Big Ox, he loved it in Orlando. He didn't like living down there. He loved it there. And it was unfortunate when they broke up because he wasn't happy about it. But it was business.
Yeah, got to make the right decision. You know,
yeah,
whatever,
it was business.
Whatever it may
100%
be.
It was business.
We got another super chat from Rinku Sin. Said, Big Ox and Chill. My first time tuning in with Chill and Chill. Or Chill with
Welcome,
Chill.
brother. Yeah, welcome. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Definitely. Welcome. Happy to have you. We'll be back on Saturday, so make sure you tune in for that too. Don't ever miss a Chill with Chill. Turn on your notifications. Pull up every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and on Saturday, noon Eastern. So tap in. We always here. We got a couple guys in the back. Let me see who can pull up. We got my man Cowboy Bob.
Hey, salute, guys.
What up, Cowboy? Doing? What up, brother?
But the thing is they got. I think that when it comes to physicality, people look at the game and they look at Shaq and they say, "Oh, it has to be like that." Like if you really look at the game, look at Jokic, look at Sabonis, look at Sengun. Like they're banging on there. Look at Sengun against the Knicks. I know I always come on here talking about my team, but they played downhill, physical, attacking the basket. That whole game was just nothing but just it was a dog fight. It was an old school basketball game. So for me, I was really proud, even though we lost, because it still showed that physicality that hasn't died.
Which is ironic, Cowboy. Which is ironic too, because the guys that you brought up, they have the Euro tag. Euros are soft. Euros are flopping. When in reality, that's not the case. Joker is not soft.
Sabonis we poked him in the eye in the first quarter. Like, come on. And he still was playing the whole game like, I got a triple double. So for me, it's like he ain't soft. So I look at it and then now I'm looking at it as my team as a whole. I still think we're a contender as far as making the playoffs. But with these injuries, man, I'm worried because we've had a season where we've had everybody get hurt, and Atlanta went on to be in the Eastern Conference Final, destroying us. Or we had a minus 35 win season, you know. So right now, I just kind of need you to talk me off the ledge. You know, we missing out Randall. You know what I'm saying? We're missing our guys because if you really think about it, Precious stepping up, and my Uncle Freezy brought it up. He said, think about Precious on the right side, and then you got OG on the left side defensively. And then you got Hartenstein, or you even got, you know, like Mitchell there. Now that whole thing right there, and you're allowing Dante to shoot, you're allowing Brunson to shoot. Like, and they shoot above 40%. That's a real problem. So I'm just saying, talk me off the ledge. You've been in this game long enough. It's been 50 years since you won a championship. What should I be expecting with my team?
Think about this, man. And Ox and I had this conversation. I feel like the NBA season is broken up into 3 sections. You got the first 27 games where you're trying to figure out your crew, you're trying to get healthy, or you're already healthy, you're trying to figure out rotations. This section, the middle section, which is where we are from right around Christmas to the All-Star break, is the toughest part. It's the dog days of the season. Dudes are injured. It's monotonous. Got guys trying to figure out what they're doing. All of that stuff. The team that's the most dominant in that stretch, that's the team that you should look for at the end of the season. And then you got the last 28 games. The last 28 games, what you have is you got your team healthy. We back in rhythm, and we getting ready for the stretch. We getting ready for the stretch run. So what does that mean for the Knicks? OG will be back right after the All-Star break. That elbow injury. They was talking, I think, 3 weeks. So he should be back right around the time the All-Star break is over. I think the end of this month. Julius Randle should be back by the end of this month also. Brunson had that ankle injury, so he's recovering from that. Hartenstein, this All-Star break, that's going to help him out, help him get healthy. So I think that you guys, with this break, is going to help you out a lot, because come in the next 2 weeks, you're going to start to get healthy, and then you're going to be ready for that stretch run. So I'm not off the. I'm feeling what the Knicks are doing. 100%. I'm feeling what the Knicks are doing. Yeah.
And I honestly got to say, the next team on the West Side, and I'm going to keep fighting for Bob, man. Monk, you got Keegan, like. You guys I don't even care when y'all lose. I just love watching y'all play. Like, it's like the last 3-4 minutes of the fourth quarter, I'm like, all right. But the whole game, I'm just like locked in, man. I love watching Fox, bro. Yo, y'all gonna get through it, man. When y'all get through it, bro, I won't be surprised if we see Clippers, Shaq in the finals, and then, you know, we got Boston and New York. That would be dope. But thanks, guys.
Sacramento, one of them teams. Sacramento is one of those teams that when they on, you want to watch them.
Yeah, and they're scary, man.
That's exactly who they are.
Who was that dude that squared up on KD twice? He ain't shoot all game, and then in the fourth quarter, Barnes, was it? Yeah, Barnes. Barnes all game ain't squared up, but then he squared up on KD, got the space, and I was like, wait a minute. Did he just get that type of spacing off of KD? And it wasn't no little normal stuff.
That's normal for Harrison. He got that in his bag for sure.
But what I'm saying is if he's able to do that, like, and he gets pissed off, like that, plus with Keegan able to shoot, plus with Monk being able to be that energy when Fox is still going downhill, and it's Sabonis helping out with the passing, like, you guys are a threat all around. Like, I really tell y'all, the next 2 years, I think you're going to be in the finals, man. But good luck, guys. Go New York, go New York, go.
Absolutely, Cowboy. Good to talk to you, brother.
Down, man.
Harrison Barnes, Big Ox, he one of them dudes that just lays in the weeds and he just chills and does his job, but he is there when you need him. He absolutely is. He's definitely there when you need him. I do like that about him. 100%. I do like that about him. Yeah,
I think more often than not, he's there. It's just that Harrison's the guy with the bad luck. You know, he missed that shot game 4. I believe it was game 4 in Golden State. That would have put us up 3-1. You know, we would have definitely finished that series if he would have made that shot.
Right.
He had a slump in the in what 2006.
I think it was game 6 that he missed.
Was it 6?
Yeah,
was it 6? Okay. One of those in
series is over.
Yeah.
Series is over. If he make that shot, game over. Y'all done.
Yes, this is things like that, and people don't they won't ever forgive Harrison for that. They won't ever forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the bad luck. But Harrison comes through more often than not, if you ask me.
He's also the dude that was replaced by KD. So it's not like, he's replaced by some, B-level guy or maybe an A- guy. No, you replaced Harrison Barnes with KD. So I have a difficult time fighting that. You can't fight that, man. I got replaced with, at that time, a top 2, top 3 player in the world. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. In the chat. Yeah. Not. It was. Yep. You're right. It was game 4 because we got him in game 6 pretty easily.
Okay.
We won
I
game
thought it
6.
was game
Yeah.
4. I thought it was game 6. My fault.
Yeah. But either way, it don't matter. So game 1, game 6, it's all the
Right.
same. He got to knock that down, Harrison.
Mhm.
But let me see. We got Brax in the back too. What up, Brax?
What up?
Yo,
What up?
what's good, man?
What up?
But to that physicality point, I actually think the league is more physical now than it is back then, low key. But
Based on what?
there's more movement now. I don't think physicality is just bumping down low on the block. I think it's a better answer that door, but I think it's a matter of how much you're moving and what you're doing physically. So if you see like Prime Curry when he was moving off ball like crazy, they were like fighting him. So like I think if anything, it changed like where we're being physical at. We still
So you can't.
on top of the
So if you got a guy coming up the screen, instead of him running the baseline, instead of me bumping him out of bounds, okay, I can't do that anymore. However, I can pin him and be physical with him while I'm on him. I can do that.
Right. On top of the fact, I mean, to that first example, they're still doing that, and when you're bumping down low, you still have players that bump down low, like he said, like
Right.
Jokic and Embiid, Cat sometimes. I don't know how physical he gets.
Hey, real quick, Brax, I just want to make this clarify. That wasn't my point. If that's what you got from that, I wasn't saying that it was more. I wasn't comparing errors. I was just saying I see a lot of people don't understand what physicality in basketball looks like. They expect it to be elbows and stuff like that. Yeah,
they think that when you see a big man rebound and he puts his elbows up and creates some space, he's dirty. No,
that's not dirty. That's just rebound.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all
so
that is.
I misunderstood your point. That's me.
Right.
Me. But what car is that? Oh, but anyways, yeah, in the contender thing with the East specifically, I'm not gonna lie, I got Cleveland, bro. I think Cleveland, those are the sneaky contenders. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. Look, at the beginning of the year, I had them third. I had them being the third seed, anyways. But
no, you didn't, Brax. You and your cronies was clowning.
No. Chill.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I had
the emoji with the glasses. I'm goofy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now all of a sudden,
I get on you. I get on you for saying D Mitch is better than Shea. The team, however, I had them third because as nasty as it sounds, I predicted the 76ers were going to have like injury issues. I knew Boston and Milwaukee were going to be 1 and 2. So I predicted that they were going to be better than the Knicks. So I had them 3. That's just how that worked. So, but I didn't think they were going to be this good.
And why is that? And since you're on the subject of them being this good, what makes them this good in your estimation?
You know what it is. I'm not going to say it. But
say it.
You know what it is.
I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking you. So say it. That's what I'm asking you.
I mean, listen, Mitch that guy. I'll give it to him. He's that guy. But I don't like the hero ball that he plays. I will say that. He likes to play hero ball when it gets down the stretch. We even seen it in that game.
Philly game?
Philly game you saw.
I think that was drawn up that way. But I think
that doesn't make it any better.
It was drawn up that way for him to go down the gut, and he didn't come through. Wasn't he the one who kicked it out to Garland for the long ball? Wasn't that him who did that?
He had to though.
Right. But
he would
actually, because remember, they were only down 2, so he didn't have to do that. He could have gotten the ball. He could have gotten the ball and tried to shoot, but he didn't.
Because if I remember correctly, it was like he got a rebound, right? And okay, but when he got that rebound, it was congested. There was a lot of people right there, so it would have been downright selfish for him not to pass it.
Which is what hero ball is.
Come on now, chill.
Which is what hero ball is.
Brax, you just explained him not playing hero ball.
Come on now, chill. Come on. I guess. You know what I mean, but I
don't know what you mean.
There's a difference between hero ball. There's a difference between hero ball and you just being stupid. If you were to get that rebound, dribble out in front of 2-3 people and then shoot it, you're just stupid. That's not hero.
But if he gets the ball and he scores it, what is he at the end of the game?
A hero. I get. You know what?
Go.
You got me. You got me. Okay, you got me. But on the East, yeah, they're my contenders. In West, well, sneaky contenders. West, bro, I'm not gonna lie. At this point, when there's the amount of parity that the West has, bro, everybody's sneaky. Like
Now, I'm gonna say this on international television, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Like I told y'all dudes, the Warriors are the Titanic. But remember this. This. They have the easiest schedule after the All-Star break. And I know it's gonna look different, Braxton. Listen to me what I'm telling you. I say it's gonna,
stop, bro. Stop.
When I say it's gonna look different, I don't mean it's gonna look different like they're a different team. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's gonna look different in the aspect, Brax. You know that girl who you seen her without no makeup on, and she ain't really that fly, but then she put makeup on, and you like, wait a minute, I know this chick. She ain't really that fly.
That's
but
how fools go, chill.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's gonna look different because they got this easy schedule, and they may run off 6, 7 straight, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, the Warriors are back," and I'm going, "No, they're not."
I'm not.
I know what y'all thinking.
But this is my rebuttal to that. Even with that easy schedule, they ain't gonna do nothing. They still gonna.
I think they're the Titanic. You know who I think they're the Titanic.
They suck. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They're not that good. So
I think they're the Titanic.
Besides them, anybody could be a contender. Besides them, literally 1 through 6, I think all of them have a good. Even 7. Nah, I don't think the Pelicans have a good shot to make it to the finals. But 1 through 6, for sure, you can make a good case for them to be in the finals.
So Minnesota, yes. Your boys, yes.
Yes.
The Clippers, yes.
Yes.
We all know about the defending champs.
I think Pelicans, they have a case.
Yeah, the Pelicans. And the fact that Zion is healthy, to be honest with you,
that alone,
the fact that Zion is healthy, that gives them a chance. Because Big Ox already told me that if Sacramento got to see New Orleans in the first round, he is pissed about that. He is not happy.
Not only am I pissed, Chilltown, I'm not watching.
He don't want nothing to do with New Orleans. He wants nothing to do with New Orleans in the first round. Nothing.
Why don't you like that matchup, though? I love that matchup.
Because they're gonna lose. That's why he don't like it. That's for that reason, right?
I think they have a chance of winning.
Wait, Claire, real quick, I just want to say, because Claire, I see you in the chat. I want to let you know, if we get New Orleans versus Sacramento in the first round, don't even hit me up about the playback. I'm not doing it.
Wow, this is crazy, Ox. That's
not watching.
Nothing to do it. He wants nothing. Bob, Big Ox feels about New Orleans like I feel about Patrick Mahomes. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I'm straight.
Ox, that's your boogeyman?
I'm straight. I'm good. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I'm good. I'm good. So good talking to you though, Brack. We appreciate you, brother.
You too, man.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate you. That's how Big Ox. That's how I feel about Kansas City. When I said earlier this year that I wanted a rematch with them, I got the rematch that I wanted, and all right, I'm straight. I don't need to see no more. I'm good.
I don't need anybody to see me. I don't need anybody to see me in that. You know what I'm saying? In that situation, ain't no telling there's no telling what I might say. I might get banned from streaming after that, because I'm gonna do some real cussing in that one. But yeah, let me see who we got. Who else we got back here? Okay, hold on 1 second. I got Leaf digging in the back.
What up? What up?
What up, Leaf?
What up?
So you scared now, huh? You scared
about?
So you scared of light bright Pat Mahomes? That's what you scared.
No. There's a difference between being scared, because scared is I'll still do it. Out means I don't want nothing else to do with it. I'm not scared. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I'm good. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I got the rematch that I wanted, and I saw what it was. I'm straight. I don't want nothing else to do with that dude.
Do you guys think what chances do you give that team that just blew the dope against the Ravens in the Super Bowl? Because they beat the shit out y'all too.
I actually wanted another shot at them. I didn't think that they were 4 touchdowns better than. I think we would have done better against the Ravens. Against them, I wouldn't have mind getting another shot at them.
But it still would have led to the last 11 years. I
don't know if we would have lost to Baltimore. I would have felt a lot better about playing Baltimore than I did playing Kansas City, even though I did want another shot at them. But I'm good now. I've seen everything that needs to be seen. I'm straight. I don't need another, because what I don't want to be is I don't want to be the team that Patrick Mahomes he has 3 Super Bowls. He's gonna end up with like 5 or 6 Super Bowls, and 4 of them was against us. I don't want to be that team. No,
you mean like how Steph made his legacy off LeBron? Like
I don't want to be that. No, I'm straight. I don't want to be that.
The light skin privilege that's taking place is uncanny, by the way.
I don't know. You got to be lucky, Leaf. Contrary to popular belief, man, when you are winning, there's some things that got to go your way. We can't discount, as good as Steph Curry is, the fact that he got KD. That's a big deal, man. That's a huge deal. That's like going back to the Jordan Bulls. Imagine in 1996, instead of Shaq going to the Lakers, he jumped on the Bulls.
Oh yeah, that would have been out of pocket.
David Stern would have been like, hell no. Hell no, we ain't doing that.
Shaq had talked about that. He's like, yo, if I know that they was doing this, bro, I would have went to the Bulls and played.
Hell no. David Stern would have been like, I don't think so. Nope, we're not having that. I don't think so.
Stern would have jumped in and been like, nah.
Yeah, man, he would have put the kibosh on that quick fast and in a hurry.
Even if he would have sold even if Shaq would have low ball for like a Boogie Cousins type of a Golden State type of.
Well, let me get this straight. You got Jordan, Pippen, Shaq, Dennis Rodman, Kukoc, Steve Kerr, and Phil Jackson. I mean, how many games are they really losing? I ain't even talking about the playoffs. How many games are they really losing?
I mean, well, listen, the year that they beat Shaq, they only lost 12 games that year in the regular season. So I mean,
and I think they lost and they lost twice. I mean, they lost 3 times in the playoffs. Once in the East.
And they had 2 more 60-win seasons after that.
They won 69 games the next year. Nah, David Stern would have put the kibosh on that. He would be like, hell no, that ain't.
God damn.
Hey, you think David Stern, like, you don't think David Stern might have called Adam Silver the summer of 2017 or 2016? Like, yo, Adam, what are you doing?
He might have
by the way, bro, it ain't Jock Vaughn, it's Jock Strap Vaughn, bro. That's what that is.
I think that I do think he picked the telephone up because stuff like that is bad for the league. Yeah. That's not good for the league, yo. That's terrible for the league. So Shaq gets on the Bulls. Like if Shaq gets on the Bulls, that's terrible for the NBA. I mean,
but in 2010, he was at the helm. LeBron went to Miami on his watch, but I mean, I'm not gonna go into that. So
he did.
As far as the sneakiest contender goes, I think we all fooling ourselves, man. And I don't think nobody mentioned this. It's obvious who the sneakiest contender is. Dallas. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Like, do you see what Gafford and PJ is doing for right now? And I don't listen. Whatever you see in the Cavs, man, and I know what you see in the Cavs. I'm rhetorical. You see that big man lineup, man. You see defense. You see all of that. You see the same thing in Minnesota. I don't blame you, but I already told you how I feel about them and what it translates into the playoffs. As far as Luka, and you pairing him up with the best front court that he has ever had since he's been here, like with Gafford, who could block shots and protect the basket and could rim run and could fill the dunk box. And PJ Washington, who could stretch out to the 3-point line and could shoot, and they both are good 6'9", 6'10" plus, and they could defend. And you still got Kyrie and Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, to me, if I'm anybody, bro, listen, look, Bobby. I know you talked about New Orleans, and I don't blame you. If I'm anybody else in the West, you better pray to God, bro, like that Luka pull something or do something that he ain't got no business doing or whatever. Because if anybody run into that team and knowing how they humiliated that Phoenix team 2 years ago with Brunson and Finney Smith, they beat them.
Like ain't nobody worried about Dallas, man.
Oh, nah, I understand that, bro. You don't like Luka, bro. Like I understand what you.
But remember this though, Leaf. Remember that. We seen Gafford and we seen PJ Washington. 2 of these guys were on bad teams. That's number 1. So they never really been in that atmosphere. Number 2, the 2 teams that they went up against so far, Oklahoma City and Washington, both of those teams are inferior in the front court. So we haven't really seen them against teams yet that got really good front courts. However, I don't want to take away from what they look like when Luka is taking advantage of bad front courts, because all Luka doing, all the dude is doing is just diving to the rim, and Luka's just throwing the ball to the rim. That's all he doing.
I think it's fair to say, and Bobby, I know how much you don't like Luka, but it's fair to say that he can read defenses very, very well in this league. And it's fair to say that he can expose defenses very, very well in this league. We seen what he did to the Flippers when they had Kawhi and PG in them 2 rounds. He figured them out quickly. And we seen how fast he could figure out other defenses as well, bro. Like, so it's not a defense that he can't expose. It's especially on the ball.
Why don't I like Luka, Leaf? Right.
I don't know. I mean, because he remind you of Harden in Houston? I don't know, bro. Like, what? Because he don't pass the ball?
Who said I don't like him? I didn't say I don't like Luka. I think
what don't you like? What you like about Luka?
I mean, it's a bunch of things. I just don't. I mean, I don't like. Obviously, his defense. That's a big part. Just the non-existent defense is atrocious. It's atrocious.
I mean, I think he's showing some effort this year. I mean,
I've seen him show effort, but it's not as consistent as y'all making it seem.
I mean, I'll put it to you this way, bro. Like, listen, in terms of just what he brings on the offensive end, bro, we know we can say the same thing about Joker, and we can say the same thing about weaknesses with Joker. But what was we? All the way up until they won the championship, what was we saying? What was we saying about Joker in terms of his defense? What was we saying?
We weren't saying the same thing about Joker that we were talking about Luka. We weren't even close to the same thing. Luka at one point, before winning the championship, there was a point where I thought Luka was the worst defender in the game. I thought his effort was terrible. His ability to recover was even worse. I never saw that with Joker. Joker always gave effort. Not only did Joker give effort, Joker rebounded with the best of them. Joker goes down and digs in with the big man. He's actually trying. Luka, once you give him one move, I can't say that about this year because this year has been better. But last year when I was watching him, once you give him one move, he had zero effort to recover. He was finished after that. He's actually trying to recover and play defense this year. I'd never put Joker and Luka in the same category as defender. Never did that.
I'm gonna put something on your mind, bro. Outside of the Warriors, who had Steph, and we seen what he looked like against Dallas in the playoffs with Luka, and we seen what Joker looked like against the Warriors in the playoffs when they played Steph, bro. Outside of Steph and the Warriors, who else has exposed Luka like religiously on the defensive end? Outside of Steph is
Kawhi Leonard. Y'all got wrapped up in the bubble and Luka getting buckets, not realizing that they went after him in that series. The problem was Pandemic P and the rest of that crew. That was the problem. It wasn't that they weren't trying to expose Luka, because they were. They did hunt him on offense. They absolutely went after him. And Luka was like last year, just like he was in the bubble. If you watch him, not much had changed. All Luka wanted to do was get back to the basketball. He's actually giving effort now. Why do you think Rick Carlisle was so over that dude? He was finished with him.
Okay.
Just dribbling around.
The year that Phoenix won the West.
Fat.
The year that Phoenix won the West, is it fair to say that they exposed Joker in pick and rolls?
The year that Phoenix won the West, who did they?
Because they swept them. They swept them.
They did sweep them.
So is it fair to say that everything that you just said about the Clippers going after Luka in them series, is that fair to say the same thing about Phoenix when they ran into Denver and they didn't have Jamal Murray?
Well, wait a minute though, Leaf. We can't compare those two things because Joker does have weaknesses as a defender, 100%. That's not my issue. My issue that's not my issue with Joker. Once Luka gets beat, he is out of the play. Forget him. Joker will actually defend, get beat, and continue with that effort. Like I said before, Joker's biggest issue was that I'm just not very good at defense. I'm trying to defend. It's not like I'm not trying to do it. Luka, on the other hand, there was no effort. There actually is more effort now in the post.
Would it be fair to say that Luka and Joker, Luka has basically like upped this defense a little bit more to the point where him and Joker still got the same weaknesses. They're just trying more. Like they're just giving out more. Is he giving the same effort this year that Joker was given the last year during the run?
I don't think he's given the same effort. I always felt like Joker's effort was always better. I just think Luka sucks less now. I don't think he's a good defender. I just think he sucks less. That's all. That's all.
Listen. But Bobby did mention that. Listen, he mentioned valid reasons why he don't like Luka. Equivalent to the reason why I don't like the fact that what's hanging behind him is the jersey of a light-skinned being instead of somebody that's not Darren Fox, who is probably arguably the engine of the team. I heard somebody say Sabonis put the team in Sabonis' hands the other day. Did I hear that correctly?
I don't know.
What is this jersey got to do with anything?
He got a light skin bias. Let's make sure we clear on that. He got a problem with
I ain't gonna let you keep coming up here bashing light skin brothers.
He got a problem with the light skin dude. He just does. I don't know where it came from, but he just got a problem with it.
But apparently I was wrong.
No, because I don't have a problem with the light skin. Scottie Pippen was light skin. I love Scottie Pippen. What are we talking about? There's plenty of light skin dudes that Reggie Miller was light skin. Right? What are we talking about? So I don't got a problem with the light skin. First and foremost, my mother is light skin like Steph Curry. So I don't have a problem with light skinned people. No, I don't. You on the other hand, you got a light skin bias.
I don't have a problem with light skin.
I don't
have a problem with light skinned women, bro. Like
this is okay. This is a slippery slope, Leaf, and we gotta get to the next person. I appreciate you pulling up, fan. Hey, check us on Saturday, Leaf.
Oh yeah. Check me out, bro, because I will be doing the light skin privilege on the sports.
There we go. All right.
Get him out of here.
Get me up out of here before he get us canceled.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get a call from the FCC dealing with Lee.
Man,
I'm saying, real. B, what you doing?
Brax did have a question for Leaf. I showed it, didn't read it. Leaf, who's the worst coach in the league and why? Who do you think it is, Shilton? Who's the worst coach in the league?
Who's the worst coach in the league? Well, he already got let go, and that was why is his name escaping me? Unsell when he was in Washington. He was the worst.
West, yeah. Okay.
He was the worst, 100%.
Andra said, chill. Luka's starters missed 69 games, and they are 1 win away from 5th.
And I can like I said, I can appreciate your love for Luka, and I don't dislike what they're doing in Dallas. I think when you have a guy who dominates the basketball as much as Luka does, who holds on to the ball as much as Luka does. Don't get me wrong, he's responsible for a lot of those guys' offense. It's hard to play off of. It's hard to play off that. That's not saying that I can't be effective, but it's hard to play off that when you got a guy that's pounding the basketball, that's holding on to the basketball as much as Luka does, as opposed to the offense flowing more. If you have that, then I think that you got more opportunity to get easier shots. Or less difficult shots. I think you have more of an opportunity for guys to play harder because they know that they're going to consistently be involved in the Don't get me wrong. I think Luka comes off the ball, but a lot of times he holds on to the ball too long. It's kind of like a quarterback getting sacked. Instead of getting rid of it and throwing it in the stands, he'll hold on to it a little longer than he should. So I don't look at Dallas. I still think that they're a play-in team, not because Dallas is whack, but I think that the Western Conference from 5 to 10 is going to be is definitely going to be tougher than what it's been. It's a nightmare in the Western Conference.
Right.
It is.
Right. This next super chat is the main reason why. Don't rely on Basketball Reference to let you know what's going on in the basketball games. Watch the games and understand what you're watching. Dead Op Smoker says, if you think Luka's bad defensively this year, you don't watch games. LOL. He's first in post D, 10th in ISO D, and 5th in spot up D. Spot up D.
Yep.
Also 7th in steals.
Deep Ops. Would it surprise you that James Harden was in the top 3 in the league at one point in post up defense? Would it surprise you that James Harden led the league in steals? Would anybody here say that James Harden was one of the better defenders in the game? Now, the isolation defense logic, that can mean a bunch of different things. And spot up D, a guy spotting up and shooting, you closing out on that guy misses a shot. It might not necessarily be because you closed out on him. Isolation D, you might get a guy isolated on you and he'll get rid of the ball. That counts as you playing defense. When in reality, I watch Luka. He's actually gotten better when he gets beat. He will give effort. I can appreciate that. But to say all of this stuff, so Luka's first in post defense, 10th in isolation defense, 5th in spot up defense. Are we saying that Luka's an all-league defender now? Is that what we're doing? Is that what's happening right now? Because if that's what's happening, then I'm clearly not watching this. I'm clearly not watching the same thing that you are watching. Because I don't think Luka is elite at defense. I do not think that. No. From watching him.
But chill, how can you say that? He's first in post-up defense.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
10th
is.
in ISO defense and 5th.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5th in spot-up defense. So chill, he's got to be elite.
I don't, like I said, I watched Luka play defense, and I don't think he's terrible. I don't think Luka's terrible. He's definitely improved from last year. He's definitely improved from last year. But to say that, it's obvious that there's some ulterior motives there.
Yeah, well, you might not say it. I will. He's terrible on the defensive end. I don't care what he ranks in. I don't care what he ranks in spot up defense. He's terrible.
What up,
Lambo? What up?
Oh, what's good?
What up?
What's good, Ox? What's good, Chill? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yep.
All right, so before I say what I want to say, Cavs won in the East, of course, but Chill, I got a bone to pick with you about something.
I always got smoke with you. Always. Because you a double agent. You a double agent. You say that you my man. Meanwhile, you the one standing behind me going, yo, he ain't right there. Hit him with the bat. You won't tell me that to do. You a straight double agent. I definitely got smoke with
always
you.
got your
Every
back.
time I see you, I got smoke with you. Every time.
Back you out.
100%. Because you a double agent. You try to act like you my man, but you not. You the one on the phone telling everybody, yo, he here. Come get him. Yo, what up, Chill? Come through. Yeah, yo, that's you. That's 100% you. So I got smoke with you.
These accusations, but
100%.
Are we only talking hoops, or can I talk to you about something else?
What's up?
So I said something the other day, and you seemed to get mad about it on the football post. I said, Purdy, he can't be top 10 because we don't hold him to the standards of a top 10 player. Like let's say if Dak or even Jared Goff were missing the passes that Purdy were missing in the Super Bowl, we would not be giving him a pass saying, oh, he played good, treating him like he's still this young dude coming up. If we're putting them in those conversations, it's just like with people comparing people to LeBron. You can't try to say these people are better than LeBron, but not hold them to the same standards. So I'm like, why are we calling Purdy a top 10 if we're not treating him like a top 10 player when he's supposed to perform on the biggest stage? And he didn't have a good playoff game he did have a good game in the whole playoffs, in my opinion, but I'm just going to talk about the Super Bowl right now.
I don't think he was terrible in the Super Bowl. He did miss Debo twice.
I didn't say he was terrible, but
he did miss Debo twice. But if I'm gonna hold, and first and foremost, being a top 10 quarterback, I'd like to think that there's some longevity that comes with that. I mean, this is his first year as a starter. I don't think that he was there yet. He played at that level, but I don't think he was there yet. You have to be able to play at that level for a specific period of time before we could just throw you in the top 10. I can't, because like a dude just shows up and he's top 10. Well, you have to at least be close to that. And I don't think Purdy was close to that last year. I thought he was good, but I don't think he was close to a top 10 quarterback. And I felt like he moved closer to that this year. But with that being said, as good as he is, I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not comparing him to the if you think about the top 10 quarterbacks in the game. I mean, Jared Goff, is he as good as Jared Goff? I don't think he's as good as Jared Goff. And if Jared Goff misses Debo, I'm going to talk about Jared Goff the same way I talk about Brock Purdy. My problem with the logic that Brock Purdy is average and he's a game manager. That's the biggest issue that I have with the game manager and he's a system quarterback, because all of that is just not true. That's just not true, because all of these guys are game managers. All of these guys are system quarterbacks. But in addition to these guys being that, they do go out and make plays coupled in with them being game managers, coupled in with them being system quarterbacks. They all do that. Otherwise, you would just be out there slinging it. That's not going to work. Hell no, is that going to work?
Yeah. All right, now that you clarify, I thought you had him top 10 because the way you reacted when I said that before.
He had a top 10 season. I'll give you a prime example. Isaiah Thomas in Boston. Isaiah Thomas in Boston was a B player who had an A year in 17. That's who he was. So I give him a B, maybe you want to give him a B plus. I think he was a B player, but he had an A year. So automatically people see that and they go, yo, Isaiah Thomas is a top 10 player. Let's chill out, yo. Let's chill out. He had a great season, but is he that good? I need to see more of it. And I didn't. I did not.
Into a bad fit in Cleveland kind of messed him up. Plus, he got hurt, I think, too. So, and you know, as a guard,
he was damaged goods. 100%. He was damaged goods when he got sold.
It hurt. Harder to come back from. Well, harder to come back from quicker and be the exact same. But before I go though, because I don't really got much time, but Ox, I need you to start watching the Pistons because you one of the ones you like that old school big man basketball, right? Jalen Duren, he is one of them ones. We talk about deep athleticism, and somebody said on the panel, like I ain't gonna say who said it, but he tried to say like Jalen Duren was Ben Wallace defensively. I mean offensively.
I ain't say that. No,
it wasn't you. That. I ain't gonna say who said it.
But what I will say is, am I a goofy when I watch that? When I watch Durham, I think I see a poor man's David Robinson when I watch him. That's what I'm looking at when I see this dude.
I don't think he's just not as offensively gifted as David Robinson was.
That's why he's a poor man's David Robinson. But that's what I see the raw talent. I see the body. I see him rim running. I see him the athleticism. I feel like he's a poor man's David Robinson when I watch him.
Yeah, D-Rob got like 4 inches on him, pause. But yeah.
Does he? How big is Duren? What is
Duren, I don't think Duren is 6'10".
Not that big. I thought that's how big he was.
Yeah, I thought he was like 6'10", 6'11".
Like,
yeah.
I wasn't really 7 foot. Dwight was like 6'10".
Okay.
Yeah, Dwight is only 6'10".
I like Jalen Duren for sure. I'm just not watching no more Pistons games this year. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to catch that young man next year because I can't watch no more Pistons game. I watched when they played the Kings though. I did watch the Pistons.
I be trying, but I can't do it, Joe.
I did at the beginning. I started at the beginning of the season. Chill. I was watching Pistons games, but
I was too.
Had the audacity to lose 28 games and think I'm supposed to watch that.
And if it wasn't for Toronto, it would have been 40 straight. Toronto threw a monkey wrench in it. It would have been 40 straight. I'm telling you.
They look like a different team since they started playing Jaden Ivey and everyone's been healthy now. You
mean Jaden Ivey, who they should have started in the backcourt with Cade from the beginning of the season? That dude?
I don't know what he was.
Coach, what are you doing? What's the plan, Coach?
Crazy. But all right, Lambo, appreciate you pulling up, bro.
No problem.
Yep, catch us on Saturday, fam.
Yeah.
Watch your back too, B. Watch your back when you talk to that dude because he wow. Watch your back with Lambo. He'll smile on your face, but he one standing behind you, punch you in the back of the head. That's him. Yeah, so watch out for Lambo. He wow.
Yep. What up, Context?
Yo, what's the word? Let me know. My mic good money. Salute. I got one thing. Let's start it off real quick. Yo, and Ron, the nasty work that I heard on the panel today. Yo, hold on. Early. Let me zoom in real quick. Yo, early. Leave the hoop talk to the hoopers. You cool on press box with J-Rob and all them, you know what I'm saying? Chill. I heard him. Yo, he really tried to get that open because he tried to get that open gym takeoff last time, and we did not let that rock. And he really tried to, yo, dog. Again, respectfully, early, and I rock with you. You my guy. But leave the hoop talk to the hoopers. Now, I'm in my back cave right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make this real quick. Chill. I was watching Jason Tatum last night and how the way that they destroyed the Nets. Jack Vaughn again, Jesus Christ. Get him out of here. Between him and Monty, both you guys are terrorists. Yo, Monty Williams. Yo, I heard the story about Killian Hayes. My bad. Real quick. Jesus Christ, bro. You kidding me? You are bargaining for Killian Hayes minutes? You lost me on that. But anyways, Jason Tatum, I liked what he did. He was able to take over the game. There was some hiccups, though, that I did see where he dripped. Same thing that we kind of pointed out beforehand, where there's a lot of forcing of Jaylen Brown. And that's where you and I had this conversation. Their redundancy and skill set and the fact that they paid him. Remember, I think, or during the summer we talked about, I said, I think that paying him that $300 million is going to bite them in the. It's not so much the money and the cap situation, because obviously that money is going to translate different next year. It's the mentality that comes with that money. In my mind, I think, and I says it himself, he thinks Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. I think in Jaylen Brown's mind, he think he's better than Jason Tatum too. And I think there might be I think so. The way that they run the offense for him, the way that I've seen JT at the corner, like it doesn't make sense to me in closing minutes or in high leverage minutes for JT not to be initiator of the offense, and I'm watching Jaylen Brown do more of that. So that was a little bit sore eyes. I also, to answer the question as far as the contenders, I gotta give pause for cause for Cleveland. That backcourt is small. I understand the two big giants that's in the back. Cool. And Mobley can be an effective roamer. However, if you get the right matchup, I think the New York Knicks can do the same thing. If Julius Randle is still healthy, and this is nasty coming out of my mouth because I really don't like Julius Randle as a basketball player. Right. However, that matchup, Jalen Brunson is bigger than Darius Garland, and the rest of the conglomerate, like Vincenzo, the other shooting guards, McBride, all these guys, they can be bodies. OG Anunoby, they can be bodies in front of D-Mitch and show him different looks. And we know how Tibbs is when it comes to coaching on defense. So I feel like the Knicks low-key can knock the Cavs out if they see each other in the first round again. Right. So the East is a little bit tricky. And here's the funny thing. I think the sneaky contender would be the Bucks. I know a lot of people are high on the Bucks and people are low on them. I think that the sneaky one, I think if they can get the roles right and get the action.
They got
right
Giannis and Dame. They don't count.
They're not sneaking up on
they don't
nobody.
count as sneaky.
The reason why
there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people's
favorites.
But there are a lot of people's favorites. Like they're a top 3 contender in the East. They can't be considered a sneaky contender.
I think after the whole Doc situation and the Adrian Griffin thing, I think it left a sour taste, and I think it's changed. I think a lot.
I'm also here to tell y'all, just like
contenders.
I'm also here to tell y'all, just like I told y'all about the Clippers. This whole Doc Rivers thing, like y'all, like people act like, oh, they missed this many or lost this many games because they hired Doc. They're getting their stuff together. Like that team is gonna.
That's what I mean by the sneaky.
Like this whole back end of the season is gonna be a lot of domination from Milwaukee. Like a lot of teams are gonna get embarrassed by Milwaukee this whole backside of the season.
They got one of the easiest schedules.
Yeah, for people to really act like Doc Rivers is somebody. Like, okay, Doc Rivers might not be everybody's favorite coach. They might say he folded here or folded there. But Doc Rivers is not going to come to the Milwaukee Bucks team, a team that was 30-13 when they fired their head coach, and then just turned them completely 180 to a whole different direction. Like Doc Rivers is still a good coach. You know what I mean? He might not be a top 10. He might have lost 3-1 leads a couple times, but he has Giannis Antetokounmpo and however we feel about Dame Lillard, that's still Dame Lillard. This team is a contender.
But I think the reason why so hear me out. The reason why I say sneaky is because of the kinks that need to get worked out. And low key, it might not even be after the All-Star break where we see the domination. It still may be hot and cold, just due to personnel. Chill has pointed out to the personnel issues. You know what I'm saying? You can scheme all you want, but eventually the personnel has to have the gumption and the fortitude to, you know what I mean, to act out what needs to be done. So that's the reason why I'm saying sneaky. If it can hit all cylinders, then yeah, domination. But I feel like there is a high chance that it can go the opposite way. And we're like, wait, hold on. They're bounced out the first round by Indiana. That can also be the case. That's what I mean by sneaky. On the West side, go ahead, Joe. Sorry. Apologies.
So the logic of the backcourt being small, we don't have that same problem with Philly. And the reason why we don't have that same problem with Philly is because Joel Embiid is the difference, right? So Maxey is 6'2", Melton was 6'2" or 6'3". So and they got Kelly Oubre. So when you have and Brunson is 6'1", running in the backcourt with DiVincenzo, who's 6'4". So Darius Garland is 6'3". I think 6'2" or 6'3", and Donovan Mitchell is
about 6'2".
Yeah, and they got Donovan Mitchell listed at 6'1". He's 6'2". So with that being said, he plays a lot bigger. When you got big guys behind you and you got perimeter defenders, I think that you can make up for a lot of that stuff. It's not like, you know, Jordan and Ron Harper. You got 6'6" guys in the backcourt starting. I don't think that's the problem. Right? I don't think that's the biggest problem. The problem with Cleveland, more than anything, was that they were just young. They were deer in headlights last year. They did not expect to get pushed. They did not expect to get pushed around like they got pushed around. Evan Mobley, you know how I feel about him. He actually ran into an adult in the playoffs last year. He did not run into he ran into an adult. That's what he saw last year. He saw an adult. He was like, yo, these is not kids out here. These are adults that I'm dealing with. So if I'm going to play with these guys, I need to be more of an adult. Otherwise, this is the same thing that's going to happen next year. So I can't see that happening again in terms of the physicality. I think because he actually has beefed up. He's put some more weight on. With that being said, I think that the East with Cleveland, with Milwaukee, I mean, they got a small backcourt with Dame and Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley's listed at 6'4", Dame 6'2". These dudes ain't giants, and they don't defend. That makes it even worse. So, with that being said, when you look at what these teams in the league do consistently, that's what makes them the contenders that they are. Minnesota is a prime example of that. And Cleveland is a prime example of that. I don't think Cleveland's winning the NBA championship. And I'd be surprised if they went to the NBA finals. I think their ceiling this season would be the East finals. But with that being said, it's going to be because of them being consistent on defense. They could score with the best of them. Same thing with Minnesota. I told you this a couple of weeks ago. Minnesota had, of their last 10 games, 5 of them, they went to the fourth quarter with double-digit leads. They can score on anybody. That's not the problem. They got to be able to close games. And that's where it's been the biggest problem with their third year shooting guard, because that's who they're dependent on.
Let's stay real quick, and now we're gonna go to the East. To the West. That's perfect that you said that. Just one comment on Cavs real quick. Schematically, the difference between Philly and New York, what they can do is that they can put viable shooters. Now, Julius Randle, not a great shooter. However, he can space the floor out. Hartenstein, for the most part, to the mid post, he give you a little something. But schematically, what they can do is that they can pull Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley out and allow Jalen Brunson to operate in that mid post. He doesn't even need to get to the rim. He can mid-range shoot to death. We saw that where he hit that game. It was supposed to be the game winner against Houston, but they, with the holiday thing and all that. But that's what the thing about Jalen Brunson, that he can pick on Darius Garland. And here's the thing, what I think you and I will agree with, Joe. I think this year we have to see, how does Darius Garland deal with playoff defenses again? Now you've gone through the playoff defense last year with Tibbs.
Can't see the same
now
dude
let's
we
see
saw last year. We can't see the same dude we saw last year.
We can't see the same. We have to see a level of growth. And I don't know if Donovan Mitchell being on the ball as much, we're going to get to see that. You know what I mean? And
I actually think we will, though. But I actually think we will, because Darius Garland has actually been looking better playing off the basketball.
Okay.
And Donovan Mitchell setting him up. I think that he actually looks really good playing off the basketball. The thing, again, that has to be understood, those lights were too bright last year. Those dudes look like deers in headlights.
For the whole team, or Evan Mobley specifically, Chilton?
Well, if you watch Evan Mobley against Julius Randle, he actually wasn't bad on the perimeter. He actually was not bad on the perimeter. But Julius Randle,
it was really on the rebounds.
Being the adult that he is, Julius Randle recognized that he was going up against a kid. This dude is not going to out physical me. Same thing with Darius Garland. And Brunson. Brunson's like, I've been here before. This dude is not going to stand in front of me. So I'm going to rough him up, which is what he did. Which is straight what he did. That's why I'm thinking with this group, you can't see the same guys that we saw last year. I can't. Because if we do, then there's going to be an early exit. Not only is it going to be an early exit, now we got to start looking in another direction. We got the wrong dudes here.
100%. Now that we'll go to the West real quick. The contender that I do have is Dallas. I think same thing. Like Leaf said, he made great points. I think they are the team that can dissect all the other contenders in different forms of basketball. They can play big. They can play small. Now, Chill, I'm with you 100%. Luka, just a little bit, not even a lot. You don't even need to get off the pill that much, but just a little bit more.
You can't just stay pounding it. You can't do it.
To create pace. Yeah. When the Mavs play with pace, they look amazing because you have athletes now You got PJ Washington, who's a great, in my opinion, I think he's a great pickup, a great spot up shooter. Josh Green he's a playmaker that a lot of people don't realize. Like when it comes to like connecting passes, and sometimes when Luka gets doubled, he'll flash into the lane, things like that. Right? Derrick Jones. I think that team has a complete roster that can compete with multiple styles. So that's my sneaky team on the West. Now, the thing with the T-Wolves that we're talking about, the execution with Anthony Edwards. I also said to you, it's also a personnel situation. Sometimes because Cat, when he's not hitting his shots, he plays himself off the court because he's not nimble. He has a
I'm so sick of hearing that context. Even though you're 100% right. Even though you're right, I'm sick of hearing that. Do something else. Get on the backboard. Defend. Don't just because you can't score, you can't just become useless when you ain't 100%. Scoring.
And that's the difference between him and Naz Reid. Naz Reid, to me, when he's not hitting his shots, he's active. You can see like he's moving around. He's moving the thing. Now, I'm not saying that you put Naz Reid instead of Cat. What I'm saying, that's where the issue is. Cat gets very stationary. However, I will say this, Chill. One thing that to your credit, Ant is figuring out how to play pick and roll with Rudy Gobert. That was the initial issue with him driving to the rack, creating these shots. What he used to do was he would try to split the double or split the hedge and try to go in front of Rudy. He would try to beat Rudy to the spot. Meanwhile, Rudy is rolling faster. What he's doing now, he's waiting. He's holding the guy and he's letting the guy top lock. And now he's in more situations. You know what I'm saying? So it's what you said?
My bad text. My bad text. Hey, Chill, I know what you told me a couple months ago about Halloween and not eating up all my kids' Halloween candy. Well,
you better not. Better not. Swear to God, Ox. I will come through the screen. Put that candy down. I swear to God. You better not.
No, Ox, that's not even for you, dog.
I swear.
You know that's for the mom. You know that's for the mom. Yo, give that to Mama Love, man.
She got her taxes. She got her taxes.
Good. Put that candy down. That's not yours.
Yeah.
As you were saying, you were talking about Rudy and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, so Anthony Edwards. So I don't know if you've been noticing, instead of splitting it and going fast, it's going a little bit slower, allowing Rudy to have his lane, fill in that little dunk spot if he needs to go on the left side or on the right side. And he's been taking a little bit more smarter shots. The fade is getting in there. That fade is getting in there, Joe. That little midi, that 1-2 midi. If Anthony Edwards get any form of Brandon Roy's 1-2 midi, Jesus, that one.
He actually does have that. He actually has that. I've seen him do it in the third quarter. I've seen him do it early in the game. He doesn't go to it as much as he could in the fourth, but I do see him. I do see him doing that.
Sure. Do you know how Tex feels about Anthony Edwards?
Probably the same way I do.
No, not the same. I mean, I know you're a fan of Anthony Edwards, Showtime, but this dude right here,
shall I let him know? Let him know real quick.
Where does Anthony Edwards rank as shooting guards all time?
Again, I'll say this again. Chill, appreciate you for having me on. Ox, appreciate you for having me on. Anthony Edwards is going to be the 4th best shooting guard of all time. And you guys had this conversation about projections versus player comp. Cool. Call me a bozo for crashing out early, but he has the requisite skill set. He has the mindset to do it. It's going to be Jordan, Kobe, AI, and he's going to pass
Dwayne Wade. So he's going ahead of Dwayne Wade.
He's going to go ahead. Unfortunately, my brother. Unfortunately, Dwayne Wade. You are great, but that boy Ant-Man. Yeah, that's him. Again, salute to you guys. Appreciate you guys for having me on. Fourth best shooting guard. Tap in Friday to no snooze, man. Tap in. You guys, man.
Not having it that nice, man. Wow, I think that's putting a lot on it, Big Ox. I did not have him as that nice. I mean, I had him nice. Don't get me wrong. I did have him nice. I ain't have him that nice though. Like, damn.
Right.
This dude for real.
I just realized I don't think you heard Context take on.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah.
I did not hear that. That's news right there. That is definitely news to me. Yo.
So we're a a few days away from the All-Star weekend, All-Star festivities, Chilltown.
Mhm.
How are these All-Stars? Like this list of All-Stars, are these the top talents in the league? Is this what did the are we going to see some good basketball? Is it going to be exciting?
I think we're gonna. I think the All-Star game has lost its luster because, like I said, I don't think that these guys want to compete like they really should. However, there are some guys that got snubbed. Sabonis is an All-Star. Somebody got to come off that roster. So Sabonis is definitely an All-Star. I can't say that with 100% certainty as much about De'Aaron Fox as I did last year, but I can say that about Sabonis. Sabonis, somebody got to come off that roster. And with the East, I mean, you got 5 point guards, 5 of them. There's no way 5 point guards should be on the roster. That's why we have first team All-NBA, second team All-NBA, and third team All-NBA, because this is the best of the best. You got Dame, Brunson, Halliburton, Young, and Trae Young. No, that 5 point guard should not be on this roster. I think Jared Allen should have made the All-Star team. 100%, I believe he should have made the All-Star team. So I think that we do have a good band of talent. And I've actually heard from people who come up with the logic that we need to expand the All-Star game roster. No, we don't. Pick the right people. I think 12 is just fine. I do not think you need 15 guys. No, 12 is just fine. You need to pick the right guys. There's a reason why there's a reason why we have first team All-NBA, second team All-NBA, and third team All-NBA. And some guys may get quote unquote snubbed from the All-NBA roster, but what we're not doing is we're not making a fourth team All-NBA. No, we're not doing that. But what we are doing is more times than not, you picking the right guys. I thought Donovan Mitchell should have been first team All-NBA last year. He was second team. Okay, great. That's fine. But he's not third team or he got completely put off the roster. He should have made the All-NBA team in 2021. There's no logic you can give me that Donovan Mitchell wasn't an All-Pro in 2021 when he was on the best team in the Western Conference. He was leading that team in points. He was second in assists, and he was third in rebounding. That's an All-Pro right there. That's 100% an All-Pro. So when you have these All-Stars that are on the roster this year, I think for the most part they got it right. But there are some guys who got snubbed. But with that being said, Big Ox, you've had some All-Stars who've had some improvement too.
Right.
You had some All-Stars who got better.
So what are we looking at? Because we were talking about this earlier, and it was kind of an interesting conversation. So I kind of want to get back into that. Like what guys, and your list is actually kind of curious to me because there is. Matter of fact, let me check. Let me refresh my. There's one guy in particular that I'm kind of not sure because so we were talking about the 5 All-Stars that you feel have improved the most from last year to this year.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, I'm not sure how did Giannis get on this list?
I know it sounds crazy, but one, Giannis's field goal percentage has gotten better. In addition to that, and I'm not really that big of a true shooting fan, but Giannis's post work has gotten better. From the free throw line, we already know who Giannis is from the free throw line. But as a transition player, he's gotten better. As a distributor, he's gotten better. So with watching Giannis play, with watching Giannis do what Giannis does, even in the system with two different coaches, he's still thriving. 31 and I think it was 31 and almost 12. And him protecting the rim the way he's protecting the rim, he absolutely got better than he was last year. He's one of those guys that I looked at in terms of a guy improving. I didn't think that a guy could improve in year 10. And Giannis has actually gotten better. 100% he has. Can't hear you, Big Ox.
So the Tyrese, Maxey, and Halliburton are on this list.
Yep.
I can understand the 2 Tyreses being on this list. What ways do you think that they got better?
Well, Maxey, in the sense of him being a distributor, his assist total almost doubled this season from last season. In addition to his assist total almost doubling, his points per game went up almost over 5 points. So he's become a better scorer this year. He's become a better distributor, which would explain why He made the All-Star team. Now, sure, his volume of shots has gone up, and that's to be understood because when you're getting more shots, when you're playing with a guy like Joel Embiid who demands the basketball as much as he demands the basketball, it's going to take some time to get acclimated to that. But he is getting better shots. In addition to him getting better shots, he's getting downhill more, and he's being able to see the defense with the attention that Joel Embiid attracts, with the attention that now he attracts. So he's able to get off the ball and get guys more involved. That's becoming a smarter basketball player. And I think Maxey has done that this season.
Okay. Well, speaking of Joel Embiid, you have him on the list as well.
Well, Joel Embiid has gotten better every year as a scorer. I mean, he's up from 2 years ago from averaging 30 to averaging 35 this year. I would like to see him rebound a little bit more, but defensively, as one of the better rim protectors in the game, he did help Philadelphia become one of the better teams defensively in the game because of him. So his passing has gotten better. His vision has gotten better. Plus, with that offense that they run in Philly, where you put him in the mid post, not just putting him in the mid post, you put him on the elbow. The action that they run, where they get guys running off of cross screens, not just running off of cross screens, running off of slip screens, getting action to the basket. I see a lot of Joel Embiid now finding guys. In addition to him scoring, I see him finding guys and recognizing defenses more, and that's attributed to why his production has gone up. So I like what I've seen from Joel Embiid this season.
Right. And the last guy on the list is someone who was already in the race, but is now a serious contender for MVP. SGA. What ways has he gotten better?
This is SGA on a plane. This is what he's doing right now. He's still we haven't heard the when you hear that boom when you can take your seat, but nah, he's still going up. That's what's going on with SGA. His mid range is really good. He just doesn't look like he doesn't look like he gets sped up. You can't really be physical with him. He's gotten stronger. He scores around the basket with the best of them. When I watch him more than anybody, he reminds me of Steve. He reminds me of a more athletic version of Steve Smith when I watch him. A little bit smaller, but a more athletic version of Steve Smith and a better ball handler. With that being said, he gets to the basket with the best of them. Not just gets to the basket with the best of them. He plays in the mid-range. He doesn't take a lot of bad shots, and he defends. If he had a Rudy Gobert behind him, if he had a Jared Allen or an Evan Mobley behind him, I think he would be even better as a defender, because as an on-ball defender, I think he's damn good. I think he keeps guys off balance. He's not that physical, but he's a smart defender. He's really good in anticipating. So I like what I see from SGA, and as of right now, he's going this way.
Chilltown, I don't know if people know how nice Steve Smith was.
They don't.
I don't think Steve Smith doesn't get half the respect he deserves. When you honestly, Chill, when you said that the comparison of more athletic Steve Smith, I stopped thinking about SGA all the way entirely. I'm just thinking about Steve Smith. Like, man, Steve Smith was cold.
They got a move named after him, Big Ox, the Smitty.
Yeah.
They got a move named after this. They got a move named after him, the Smitty. So I that's why when I watch him, how methodical he is. When I watch him, he doesn't really look as athletic as a lot of people think, but then he could just get by guys. That's kind of how Steve Smith was. Smitty wasn't really the type of guy who would blow you away with his athleticism, but he could get past guys. Steve Smith wouldn't blow you away with how nice he was with the ball, but he was nice with the ball. Great at keeping the ball away from guys. So when I watch him, that's who I see a lot of.
Yeah, that's dope. That's a good list. Real quick though, before we move on, I know you kind of went back and forth talking about it with some of the guys that came up, but who are your NBA sneakiest contenders? Like East and West. Give me two out East and two out West. Who are your sneaky contenders? Just like so we got it locked in.
The teams that nobody's really talking about right now. Again, man, no, even though they're the defending champs, people aren't really talking about Denver as much, because I feel like Denver, they've had some bad losses. I don't think that they're sneaky, but nobody's really talking about New Orleans. Nobody is talking about New Orleans like we should. New Orleans, one of the main reasons why New Orleans is where they are, Zion's been healthy. With Zion being healthy, that gives them a different element. That gives them a ball handler that they didn't have. That gives them a downhill guy. Zion can pass with the best of them. Zion can definitely pass with the best of them. In addition to that, he can score it with the best of them. Now, they got Valanciunas, who's a glass cleaner. They got a real steady backcourt. CJ McCollum is one of the smartest guards in the game, who has a money mid-range game. And we all know that BI is, if we being honest with, he a knockoff KD, but he still is that dude and super nice. So I think that their rotation might be a bit of an issue, but they seem to figure it out with this team. They seem to figure out with their rotation. They seem to figure out their defensive schemes. They can be had in certain areas like weak side rebounding. They can be had in certain areas where Zion gets his head turned. But for the most part, they can score with the best of them. They can hold you down for stretches. So I don't think people are talking about New Orleans as much as we should. And the other team, the Knicks. And the reason why the Knicks is because I feel like after the All-Star break, they're going to get healthy. And when they get healthy, they get Julius Randle back. They get OG back. Hartenstein's going to be healthy. When they get these guys back for that stretch run, they're going to cause a lot of problems in the Eastern Conference off the strength of what their identity has now become, which is defense. This is the kind of team that Tibbs loves. He loves guys like OG Anunoby. He loves guys like Hartenstein, who are glass cleaners, rim protectors, and paint presence. He loves dirty work guys like Julius Randle. He loves these type of guys. DiVincenzo, not only can he knock down the long ball, but can stay in front of a guy just like Josh Hart, who I think is the best rebounding guard in the game. So those two teams, I think right now, are the teams that nobody is talking about as much, but I think that they're going to be trouble.
Okay. So what team, let's stay in the East. What team after this All-Star break do you think is going to have the most improvement? Would you say it's the Knicks or another team?
I think it's the Knicks. I do. I think it's the Knicks, and watch out for the Miami Heat, Big Ox. Watch out for the Miami Heat. They get buckets back after the All-Star break. Bam is going to be healthy. I think that these guys are going to be ready to rock and roll. This kid Jokic is looking really good. I mean, Milwaukee had a game plan on him last night that just did not work. They just felt like they were going to leave him open, and it didn't work. Jaime Jaquez is basically coming into his own as a rookie. He looks really good as a rookie. This crew, with Kevin Love being one of the better glass cleaners in the game, they have a tendency to be able to turn it on at a specific time. And I think after the All-Star break, once these guys get that break and they're able to get their bodies healthy again, watch out for Miami. Watch out for them turning that 7 seed into possibly a top 5 seed. Watch out for them.
I can see it. What about going the opposite direction? Who out east do you think could possibly take a I don't want to say drastic, but could take a dip though?
I can see Milwaukee dropping from 3 to out the top 5. I can see that.
Milwaukee.
I can see them dropping. I can see them dropping from the 3 spot to at minimum. I can see them dropping to the 5th spot. I can appreciate what they've done defensively, adding Pat Beverly to that group. I think it's great that they added him to that group. I think it's 2 years too late, but I still think that he's going to help them. But I think that they have a glaring problem, and that's not just on their perimeter defense. It's also with their rotations. This kid Green from Milwaukee, he looks like he's going to cut into Connaughton's minutes, the way he shoots the basketball, because Connaughton is a guy who was relied on as a shooter, and he hasn't been great. He has not been great. And I think this kid Green, who they found from Northern Iowa, I think he's going to cut into their minutes, but I don't know how much I can rely on him come playoff time, because, again, he's another one of those guys who, like Jaime Jaquez, he's new, but I'm not really sure how much I can rely on him. As far as Dame, we're going to get buckets from Dame, right? We're going to get buckets from Giannis. I feel like Brook Lopez is on the other side of who he used to be, and I think that you've gotten the best out of him already. I would not be surprised if this team went from 3 to 5 and found themselves in a dogfight. That would not surprise me, Big Ox.
Okay. What about out west? Who do you think is going to take the biggest leap? Who's going to shoot upwards after the All-Star break?
I like what I'm seeing with Dallas, and to be honest with you, Big Ox, and I know that some people don't want to hear it. I'm not sure, and it's going to look different. It is. It's going to look different, and people are going to buy into it. Watch out for the Warriors, yo. Watch out for the Warriors. Watch come March in the middle. We're in the middle of March, and the Golden State Warriors then went on a 7-game win streak, and they were in 12th at one point, and now all of a sudden they're in the 6th spot. Which again, I'm still adamant about. I still think that they're the Titanic, and I think they held on to them longer than they should have. That's going to be largely due to their schedule. That's why it's going to look like it. That's why it's going to look like it's awesome. But watch out for Golden State. Don't be surprised if they shot up in the standings, considering they just turned Kuminga loose, which I was waiting for that to happen. It's actually happened. I'm just waiting now for Jackson to get turned loose. So other than that, Big Ox, I would not be surprised if I saw Golden State go from 11 to 6 in a month. That would not surprise me.
Right. Nothing shocks me when it comes to Steph Curry. So
it doesn't.
I definitely won't be shocked. What about a team going the other direction out west? Who do you think might drop off after the All-Star break?
I hate to say this, Big Ox, but your boys. I don't like what I'm seeing from them, yo. I don't like the inconsistent play. I don't like the energy from your group. You know how I feel about Sabonis. I love Sabonis, but I don't like how you guys defend in stretches as opposed to defending the whole game. I don't like how Herter shoots the ball and 1 minute he's awesome and the next minute he's not. I just don't like what I'm seeing from you guys on a consistent basis. And I worry that you guys can find yourself in the play-in tournament. And I don't think that you'll be out the playoffs because I think you can win. I think you can win the play-in game. But I'm definitely worried about where Sacramento is right now. I am.
Best case scenario, Chilltown. Hate to be this guy and just act like I'm just, saying stuff because we're looking ugly. Best case scenario, we do end up in the play-in, get the 7th seed and play OKC first round. That's best case scenario for us. That's best case scenario. But no, I agree. Definitely kind of worried about the guys. Hope that they can figure it out. Because when we're good, we look good. It's just when we're bad, we look bad. So yeah, they need to get it together, and they need to get it together quick because the West is not a place you can just lay around and think the right thing is going to happen. You have to be proactive. That's why even if Pascal said he was not going to resign with us, we should have traded for him anyway and be like, well, you're here now, buddy. Let's play basketball.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Take a chance on him.
Because that's the thing. He might think he doesn't like Sacramento. Just bring him out, let him be there for a couple months, and he'll change his mind. Trust me.
Big Ox, last I checked, Chris Webber made it clear that he was not staying in Sacramento. That was 5 years later. He was still in Sacramento, and he ended up resigning with them. So just because you say from the beginning that you ain't feeling it, that does not mean that that's not going to be the place for you. Webber did not want to go to Sacramento. He did not want to be out there. He was playing out the rest of his contract. He goes out there. Turns out, you know what? I do like it out here. We got a chance to do something, and he stayed.
Well, even if not Pascal, I think we should have shook it up a little bit in the before the trade deadline. I think it was about that time. I think we might end up waiting a little too long. Harrison might lose some value, and we're not gonna be able to make a move. But hey, that's what happens. Franchises, they either do or they don't. But in conclusion, Chilltown, I would like to run down the games tonight and get your predictions. We have quite a bit of basketball tonight. Hey, guys, y'all make sure y'all tap in. We have a lot of basketball tonight, man. Watch a couple games, pay attention. Don't go to sleep and then wake up and check Bleacher Report or box scores. Watch the game. Okay. So first we got Miami and Philly.
I'm taking Miami.
Okay.
Yep, I'll take Miami in that game. After what they did to Milwaukee last night, yeah, I'll take Miami.
Okay. New York versus Orlando.
I think Orlando's going to handle New York. I think New York's trying to get to the All-Star break, Big Ox. I don't think that they're their team. I mean, they played with 7 or 8 guys a couple of nights ago. I think they're just trying to get to the All-Star break.
Right. Atlanta versus Charlotte.
Another one. These two teams, I think Atlanta is going to handle Charlotte. I think they're trying to get to the All-Star break too. Yes. Charlotte, there's no culture in Charlotte. They ain't trying to do nothing. They just trying to get into the mid-season vacation. That's what they're trying to do.
We got Indiana and Toronto.
Indiana, I think that they want to finish strong. And I think that they also, Toronto wants to finish strong too, so I think this is going to be a competitive game. I'll take Indiana in that game though.
Okay. Chicago versus Cleveland.
Cleveland's been rolling, and I think that they want to keep that train rolling going into the All-Star break. I think that they end up handling Chicago tonight. I don't think they blow them out, but I do think that they handle Chicago. It's going to be a fight early, but I do think they handle them.
Okay. Brooklyn, Boston.
No Jalen Brown tonight, but I think KP plays tonight. So I think Boston also wants to go into the All-Star break on a high, and I think they handle Brooklyn again.
Yeah, what are they? 5 in a row wins?
Yes, 5 in a row. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Wizards versus the Pelicans.
Again, the Pelicans are a team that nobody's really talking about, and I think that they handle Washington tonight and go into the All-Star break on a high too.
We got Houston and Memphis.
Definitely Houston, considering they didn't get any All-Stars, so I think that they want to go into the All-Star break wanting to show that when we get on the other side of it, we'll be ready to rock and roll. I think they handle them.
Okay, the Spurs have the Mavericks.
It's an in-state rivalry, and it was a pretty good matchup the last time they saw them. Wemby getting snubbed from the All-Star game. I expect a big game out of Wemby. I wouldn't be surprised if San Antonio beat them. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Okay, we have Lakers versus the Jazz.
The Lakers are another team that's trying to get to the All-Star break on a high. I mean, they handled Detroit last night. I think they're another team that's trying to they want to come out of the All-Star break and go into the stretch run, ready to rock and roll. I think that they handle the Jazz tonight.
Okay. We have Detroit versus Phoenix.
I'll take Phoenix tonight. Yeah, I'll definitely take Phoenix tonight.
Kings versus the Nuggets.
Well, I'm going to take Denver simply because the last time y'all saw them, y'all beat them by 30, and I can't see Denver trying to hit that again. So I'm going to take Denver tonight.
We're about to spank Denver, Chilton. The Clippers have the Warriors.
That's going to be a good one tonight. And the Warriors been rolling. I think they won 5 straight. I think they won 5 or 6 straight. They've been rolling, and I think they're going to give the Clippers their best shot. And the Clippers routinely, I don't think they're that good in the Bay Area. So I'm going to take Golden State tonight. I am.
Okay, good call.
I'll take Golden State tonight.
Well, chat, we appreciate y'all pulling up. The suits are calling. They are texting. It's time for us to shut down shop. Yes, we will catch you guys on Saturday. Make sure to be there noon Eastern. Hey, y'all, be ready, man. All-Star weekend, man. Y'all enjoy the night. Watch some games and take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Drink water. Put on a suit. Don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Call your mother. She's looking for you. And until then, take it light. Take it.
Yeah, sir. Y'all heard Showtown. Never drink and drive. Call a cab, call an Uber, call a taxi. If you're in my region, you can always call me. We'll check y'all Saturday. See y'all in the morning. Guys. We'll see y'all in the morning on the panel. And don't forget, playback tonight, I believe, is ZZ and Haley. Great game. Actually, it will be the Clippers and Warriors game we were just talking about. So y'all make sure to tap into that. Get down here to playerschoice.com. Grab yourself some merch. And like I said, we'll see y'all Saturday. Have a good one, y'all.
Later.